Hello, everyone. I'm Howard Agnew, and I'd like to talk a bit about open source ecology. It's a group of folk I've been introduced to. Uh, they're developing blueprints and working prototypes for a set of machines called the Global Village Construction Set, which is a number of machines. I think they estimate there are about 50 different machines right now, but that's gone up from 40, and it may not be a final number. Whatever, it's a set of machines needed to establish a self-sufficient civilization nearly anywhere in the world, using very little capital. And these make life sustainable with just basically just the dirt beneath their feet and the resources around them. I mean, they wouldn't need to go buy fuel at outrageous rates or machinery from others. You'd be able to make your own machinery. Anyhow, once these machines are all developed and a community has a system of machines, the community can live comfortable lives with in making everything themselves. They wouldn't have to buy anything from anyone ever again. They'd be entirely self-sufficient, and then they'd be able to, grow their own crops and produce all the means needed for a comfortable life, and still have time to actually enjoy life. They wouldn't be breaking their backs from dawn until dusk, tending the fields every day and killing themselves. The original idea for this came from a man named Marcin Jakubowski, and I'm probably butchering the name. I unfortunately haven't had the pleasure of meeting him in person. Um, this guy's, I mean, I've only been reading a bit, but it's just astounding me. He's got a PhD in nuclear fusion physics. So this isn't, I mean, I would say that he isn't some crackpot, but I mean, I guess anyone who gets associated with this might get called a crackpot by people who are just raised and can't get their mindset out of living in the quote unquote real world where you get a pittance for a wage and the means of living like are having a car and a house, and you got to pay a ridiculous amounts to get those things. And this is a great alternative. And this guy, he's been developing these machines, and he's building his own little community in Missouri, I guess, in the United States, uh, to get working prototypes for all the machines and developing blueprints and whatnot. It's my understanding they've got several machines working already, including a tractor. I think they're calling it the Life Track tractor. And it's my understanding it costs about $4,000 in parts for them to build this tractor. And they can sell it for $8,000, and that's still well below what a regular tractor mass produced in a corporate factory would sell for, and it's easily serviceable. I mean, it isn't like, oh my god, something snapped and it's going to cost $4,000 to fix. No, very cheap fixes, and stuff can get swapped out like the power plant. I mean, they got something called a power cube, and it's swappable. It powers the tractor. There's a huge amount of potential, but there is a lot of work still to be done. I mean, they've got kind of what a lot of people consider, some people consider an overly ambitious goal. They want to complete the Global Village construction set, a prototype of all 50 machines, by the end of 2012. It's just a bit over a year away. 50 machines, coming up with blueprints, designs, prototypes, and get them to actually work in a year. Well, they're convinced they can do it, and I think they can. I think it's doable. Even if they go a little over the time, I mean, they're definitely plugging away and they're getting stuff done. I'd really love to join and help out if I can. And they do need all kinds of skills. I mean, if anyone out there is just even remotely interested, a little bit about welding or technical writing or information technology, not a program software. I mean, we're needing help getting open source CAD software. That's become kind of a sore spot for developing some of the blueprints and whatnot. There's a lack of open source software available. I mean, That's part of the sustainability. I mean, this is open source engineering, and it's based on open source software. So we all love open source software. And of course, the commercial CAD software like AutoCAD, that's just beyond the budget for what needs to be done. I mean, you can, if nothing else, you can pitch in, just donate $10 a month, or just look at the articles, figure out if there's something that could help, just a tip or a constructive critique on what they're doing, and just information, sharing information. That's the big idea. It's this is all open source. All the blueprints for all the machines are open source. People can download them for free, build their own copy. They wouldn't have to pay a penny to Jubowski Incorporated or whatever. I mean, that's the idea. The whole idea. It's they're not just building a new economic empire of machines they're building and selling. No, they want people to build their own machines. I mean, you could certainly buy a machine from the farm they're developing. That's partly sustaining the development of the other machines. They've got uh, tractors and compressed earth brick machine. Excuse me, compressed earth block machine. Basically produces bricks out of just regular soil, or I guess not all soils it could be used. It could be used to make it, but the soil they have there makes great blocks, and they're very strong and they withstand a lot. I mean, they got a machine that someone could buy and make the blocks in their own land. They're also making and selling those. The potential. I mean, potential is just amazing. It's so hard to think about. I mean, just the. I mean, there's a lot to say about those vast tracts of Africa going through famine, and just so many people that they can't sustain themselves. What isn't that there aren't enough people to work the fields, but they certainly, I mean, they're so poor they can't afford the basic technology like the tractors and whatnot. Well, once the Global Village construction set's complete, they could build their own machines. They wouldn't, I mean, it wouldn't be, they would be able to have the machines to do the work, and they could grow their own food. They'd be self-sufficient. They wouldn't be stuck for dealing with warlords or whatever, just to get the basics that they need. They could live alone. And there's applications for people here in the U.S. People are just disenfranchised. The price of a college education, the price of a house, and some of the other quote-unquote basics, those are going up year after year, double percentage rates. You know what's not going up at a double percentage rate year after year? Income. So more and more people are able just the U.S. are able to have lessons, and this is an alternative. This is a way out of it. I mean, you could wake up, tend your crops, chip into a community, and still have plenty of time for family, for just kicking back and relaxing, and be self-sufficient with a community of just 200 people or so. It's just the idea is amazing, but it's amazingly simple, and it's possible. It just needs a bit of work to get there. But anyway, for anyone who's listening to this message and they'd at least like to check it out, I very, very much encourage you to do so. The website, the group name is Open Source Ecology, and the website is www.opensourceecology.org. That's OMPENSOURCEECOLOGY.org. Check them out.